Right, this isn't working for me, it's going back.
That right there is the reason why I'm sending the 256 GB base model back to Amazon. Right, so let me quickly tell you why I'm returning the Mac Mini M4 base model. It was the 256 GB, 16 GB RAM version, and I don't mind the 16 GB RAM because that's what I have in my MacBook Air M2 16 GB and 1 TB. The 1 TB is great. The 256 GB in here, not so great. If you're a photographer, a creator, a filmmaker, it's way too little. Now, Geekbenchmark 6, the MacBook Air M2 and the M4 base model are fairly comparable. The M4 base model is faster and it just seems to do stuff better because it's got a better chip, but they both have 16 GB, right? Now, the reason I'm returning it is because when I started copying, the essentials, not the photo library, not the Lightroom library, just the essentials, the applications, and my user profile, without any crazy stuff in it, onto this 250, 60 GB model, it left me with 40 GB. And I was like, oh balls, oh balls, oh no. I know as a creator, I'm basically editing every single day, whether it be Final Cut Pro or Lightroom or Photoshop. I know that even if I have a scratch disk on a different disk, which might sometimes be full, 40 GB could be too little. I mean, if I put one photo shoot on there, it's full. If I put one YouTube video on there, it's like half what I need. I need like 80 GB for one YouTube video. So don't buy the 256 GB model. I'm stressing, don't buy it if you're using Final Cut Pro, Adobe Lightroom. I've got Adobe Lightroom with maybe 150, 200,000 photos on it in the library, but on a different disk. But that doesn't matter. And Photoshop. Those programs, along with a few others, are going to take up so much space that you're going to be left with 40 GB. Now, I have already done the return. I've already ordered the brand new one. I've so far ordered the M4 Mini, not the Pro, just the normal. I don't see the need to have that extra few seconds of export time in Final Cut Pro. I can make myself a tea for that extra 30 seconds. But I've ordered the 512 GB version, which is going to give me about 200, 250, maybe 300 GB of free space, which will let me sleep at night a lot better, because 40 GB, just, it's stressing me out to a point where I was like, nope, screw this, return. And I had to sign myself out. Amazon was like, you didn't sign yourself out, you can't return it. I'm like, whoa, how do they know that? Okay. So yeah, it is now being returned, 512 GB model, and the only version that was available was 24 GB of RAM, so I picked that up. It was only a little bit more. It's not a huge amount more, but it's enough that I can sleep at night. As for the keyboard and mouse from Satechi, I do like Satechi. They make fantastic stuff, but I just felt like I went back to 2000, 2004 with this laser mouse and a scroll wheel. I can't do it. I've been using a MacBook Pro, a MacBook Air for so long that I need that touchpad, especially when I'm editing in Final Cut. Just being able to glide through the timeline, go into the timeline, use 3 fingers, 2 fingers, whatever you guys are doing out there, I don't know. But the touchpad just makes my life so much easier. So I ordered the Apple trackpad, the trackpad 2, whatever it's called. It's not cheap, but it's going to make my life so much easier when editing in Final Cut Pro and Adobe Lightroom. As for the keyboard, it's a very nice keyboard, Satechi. It really is. But as a creator and someone who gets a lot of programs from, say, DJI, Insta360, all these different companies, and other companies as well, where you have to install a program and you have to keep on putting in your password. Passwords nowadays, they have so many different things and symbols and stuff. Fat fingers, typing that in 50 times wrong instead of just going, is just gonna make my life so much easier. So that's going back, and I have ordered the Apple keyboard with touch, because that's just, it just that one little thing is worth, I don't know what it is, double the price or 3 times the price of the Satechi keyboard. It will stop stressing me out and make my life a lot faster. But in terms of actual usage, in terms of quality, in terms of speed, don't get me wrong. If you're using it for only internet work, if you're using it for only, I don't know, browsing then fine. The M4 256GB model is absolutely fantastic. This thing is fast. It works really well when I put Lightroom, you know, on and I try going through photos, enlarging photos, changing stuff. It's fast. I feel it's faster than my MacBook Air M2. When I turned on Final Cut Pro and I played with ProRes and I skimmed through shots in high quality, not performance mode, but high quality, absolutely no problem, you know, in slow motion, everything. This was doing a fine job in 4K with a few stacked, you know, 4K shots in 120 frames per second, absolutely no problem. Browsing the web, watching YouTube, you know, seeing my own videos on there, absolutely fantastic. And I am using a Samsung screen, which is a 4K screen. And I bought the pink one because it was the cheapest. I bought it like a year ago. It's a 4K screen. You plug it in via the, you know, the Thunderbolt, whatever, USB-C cable, and it works really, really well. So all in all, the monitor is fantastic. It's just I need a larger model. As a creator, the 256 is going to stress you out. I would not recommend it. Do not buy the 256. Spend that little bit extra to get the 512GB model, even with the 16GB if you can pick it up. And when the Satechi Hub comes out, you can stick it on. You have the micro SD, the SD, you have more ports in there, and you have the PCIe slot for putting in a 4TB drive. That's when I'm going to be 100% content. Anyway, if you do have any questions about why I'm giving this back, about my purchase, about my future purchase that I've already done, which should be coming on Tuesday, then drop them down in the comments. If you do like my video, give me a like, subscribe. Affiliate links for this model and the other model are all down below. And I'm going to catch you on the next one.